Do you dare listen? Do you dare hear the truth of what it feels like to be blood, broken, and poured into the golden throne? I am already ash in my veins, a whisper in my bones. The chains are heavy, the prayers are lies, and still I walk. This is not salvation. This is not mercy. This is what it means to be offered to the Emperor. Are you ready? The air tastes of ashes. Incense coils rise thick, black, choking. My lungs burn with every stolen breath. Chants echo, low and endless. Thousands of voices. One voice. The hymn is a weight pressing on my skull. It drowns thought. It drowns fear, almost. Chains bite my wrists. Iron teeth. Each step drags the weight louder across the stone. Sparks kissing the cold floor. Bare feet slap against marble worn smooth by countless before me. Countless who never walked back. I try to lift my eyes, but the light blinds. Lanterns of sacred flame line the corridor. Smoke and fire blur my vision. All I see are shapes. Hooded priests, faceless custodians, statues of saints who watch without pity. My tongue is dry leather. Words of prayer scrape my throat raw. Devotion, they call it. Fear, I know it is, but I force the syllables out. If my voice falters, the lash will find my back before the Emperor does. The chamber grows colder. The stone sweats. I feel it under my feet, damp and slick, as if the walls themselves weep for what waits ahead. The chanting swells, louder, faster, a rhythm like a heartbeat, but not mine, not human. Something vaster, ancient, eternal. My chains are lifted by unseen hands. Servitors. Their breath is oil and metal. Their eyes are glass. They raise me, stretch me, bind me upright. Flesh pulled taut on stone like canvas awaiting fire. And then, silence. I feel it before I see. The throne. A presence like gravity, crushing, endless. The air bends, reality trembles. My mind cracks at the edges, thoughts unraveling into static. I want to look away. I cannot. The Emperor is not a figure, not a man, not even a god in form. He is hunger wrapped in light. A storm chained by flesh, an infinity held together by the prayers of billions. His gaze pierces marrow, soul, atom. I am less than dust before him, and yet he notices. He must, for his need is vast, eternal. My fear is nothing, my devotion nothing, my body nothing. Still, he takes. It begins as heat, behind the eyes, in the skull, a slow, rising fire. Thoughts peel away. Memories unravel like smoke from a pyre. My name is gone, my past devoured. My fear, all that remains, until even that is seized. The hunger grows sharper, deeper. My veins are rivers boiling. My heart bursts against my ribs in panic, yet still it beats, forced by his will until even it is no longer mine. The priests chant again, a roar of praise. Their words beat against my ears as my voice shreds into screams. I no longer hear. My flesh is fuel. My soul is offering. My everything dissolves into his endless fire. And still I feel him drawing me deeper. As if even the echo of me is not permitted to remain. I am falling. I am burning. The fire eats deeper. Blood is no longer blood. It hisses vapor, flames running in my veins. My skin glows from within, stretched thin, cracking like old parchment. My bones tremble, a low, grinding quake. Splinters bloom inside me. Pressure crushes marrow to ash. I feel myself collapsing inward, crushed by hands I cannot see. My screams vanish. Stolen. The air does not carry sound here. Only silence. A silence vast enough to drown galaxies. The warp yawns open. I feel it. A gulf without end. Not emptiness, something worse. Shapes coil in the dark, too immense for sight. Their laughter is the silence. Their hunger mirrors his. They wait at the edges, slavering. The Emperor shields me, yet only to consume me first. His hunger is cleaner, brighter, but no less total. Every memory tears loose. My mother's face, gone. The sound of rain, gone. The taste of bread, gone. I cannot remember my own name. He strips me bare. I am thought without anchor. I am light flayed raw. The chains on my wrists no longer hold me. My body is not body. It is a lantern burning down to nothing. And still the fire climbs higher. My eyes boil. My heart bursts. My breath is only smoke. My skin peels away in ribbons of fire that stretch into the dark, screaming even as I am silent. I fall further. The throne is endless. The Emperor's mind presses down like a sun. Each second is eternity. Then I feel it. Something vast. Something waiting beneath his hunger. A shadow in the light. A hand inside the fire. And it begins to close around what is left of me. The hand tightens. My blood is molten rivers. It floods through me, scalding, searing every nerve raw. I feel it pour out through my skin, yet there is no skin left, only fire given shape. My bones shudder, splinter. Each fracture is a scream without sound. Invisible weight grinds them to dust. I feel the dust scatter, then burn, then vanish. The silence deepens. Not absence of sound, erasure. Even the thought of sound is gone. I try to imagine a scream, but the silence devours it before it forms. The warp stretches around me. A vast, rotting sea. Shadows coil. They circle. They sniff at me, eager, ravenous. They dare not touch. Not while his fire holds me. The Emperor's hunger pulls harder. My soul unravels into threads. Fine, glowing strands torn loose one by one. Each strand burns brighter as it is stripped, then vanishes into his light. I am thinner, lighter, almost gone. Yet the hand remains. It is not his. I know it now. Its grip is colder, sharper, crueler. The fire does not consume it. The fire bends around it. It drags at what I am. A piece of me, too deep to burn, trembles in its hold. And for the first time, I feel something greater than hunger. Recognition. Something in the throne has noticed me, and it will not let go. The grip deepens. My fire turns inward. Veins collapse. Rivers swallowed by a black sun inside my chest. The blaze feeds on itself. I feel every drop of me ignite, burn, vanish. Bones quake, splinter. Shards grind against shards until nothing solid remains. I am scaffolding without strength, collapsing under a pressure older than stars. The silence thickens. It is not empty. It presses against me like water, crushing thought, smothering will. Even prayer dissolves before it can form. The warp stares back. I feel it now. Its surface ripples. Shapes rise and sink. Teeth gnash in the dark, and eager to bite what falls through. But I do not fall. I am held. The hand tightens. Colder than the void. Sharper than broken glass. It drags me deeper than the fire dares reach. There, beneath the Emperor's hunger, another hunger waits. Older. Quieter. A shadow rooted in his light. It tastes me, not flesh, not blood. The core of me, the part I thought untouchable. I shudder without a body. I bleed without veins. I scream without sound. The hand does not release. The revelation comes slow, cruel. I am not being consumed. Not fully. I am being kept. The keeping is worse than the burning. The fire strips me layer by layer. Flesh gone, bone dust, blood vapor. Yet something remains. A thread of self, stretched taut, refusing to snap. The hand coils around that thread. Cold. Absolute. It does not burn. It does not break. It holds. I feel the rest of me unravel. Strands pulled free, torn into his light, swallowed whole. Each one ripped from the thread. Each one agony without end. I should end. I do not. The silence deepens. It swells inside me, around me, through me. Not absence. A presence. The silence listens. The silence waits. My marrow is memory now. It cracks and bleeds faces, voices, moments. They pour from me in streaks of fire. My father's laugh. My first prayer. My first fear. All torn away, all devoured. But the hand keeps the last piece. The deepest piece. It presses, tests, not crushing, not yet, weighing, measuring. The fire cannot touch it. The Emperor does not take it. He allows it. And in that allowance, I understand. This fragment is not mine. It never was. The hand tightens once more, and in the silence, something begins to answer. The answer is not sound. It bleeds through the silence. Pressure against thought. A weight behind the eyes I no longer have. A wordless shape, forcing itself into me. My fire gutters. What is left of me flickers, weak, thin. The hand does not release. It draws the fragment closer, deeper. Where the Emperor's light, does not reach. My blood, what remains of it, erupts in phantom heat. I feel it boil, though there is no body. Bones quake, though they are long gone. Pain continues without flesh to carry it. The silence swells. My scream collapses into it. My scream becomes it. I am no longer separate from the silence. I am inside it. I am made of it. And then it shifts. Not empty, not waiting, speaking. A message without words. A truth without language. It tells me I was never chosen. Not by priests. Not by faith. Not even by him. I was claimed. The fire that devours me is a mask. The light that strips me is a veil. Behind both, this hand, this shadow, this will. And it is vast, vaster than the throne, vaster than the fire. The silence does not end. It grows. And I understand the most terrible thing. I am not the first it has kept. They are here. I feel them before I see them. Shreds of thought, drifting. Tatters of light, clinging to the silence. Each one trembling. Each one screaming without sound. The hand does not hold only me. It holds all of them. The air, there is no air, yet it tastes of ash, of rot, of centuries burned and centuries kept. Their fire mingles with mine. Rivers of agony flowing together. They surge through me, countless, endless. I feel bones break that are not mine. Flesh sear that is not mine. 1,000 hearts bursting at once inside my hollow chest. They bleed into me. I bleed into them. No edges. No separation. Just one endless wound, stitched together by the grip of the hand. The silence shakes. It is no longer empty. It throbs, pulses. A heartbeat vast enough to drown stars. And then whispers. Not sound, but thought forced into me. We were taken. The words are knives. They carve truth into what remains of me. We are kept. The pain doubles. Their torment threads through mine. Strands braided tighter by the shadow's hold. We are not gone. And the most terrible truth of all. We cannot be. The hand tightens again, and the silence prepares to reveal what it has kept us for. The hand pulls tighter, the threads knot. Mine with theirs, theirs with mine. We fuse in the dark, a tangle of screams bound into one endless cord. The fire climbs again. It licks what should no longer burn. Each strand of us flares, a moment of memory, then vanishes. But the thread remains. The thread endures. Bones shatter within me, bones that are not mine. Skulls crack, spines snap, teeth grind into powder. I feel every fracture. Each collapse is echoed across 1,000 selves. The silence surges. It presses in from all sides, vast and deafening. Thought drowns. Identity buckles. The difference between I and we thins until it bleeds away. Their fear floods me. I taste it raw, metallic, sharp as broken glass. Centuries of terror, centuries of pain. They never ended. They never escaped. The hand holds all of it, all of us. And then, pressure, not crushing, shaping. Bending the tangled mass, pressing it tighter, drawing it into form. I feel the truth in the silence. We are not fuel. We are not gone. We are being made. Something vast looms just beyond the fire. Its shape curls around us, unseen but felt. A will colder than the void, older than faith. And it waits for the moment the forging is done. The forging begins. The hand twists. The thread stretches, bends. My essence creaks like wood under strain. Every fiber of me screams. Fire does not burn now. It sculpts. It cuts, carves, hollows. My blood, if blood remains, runs molten, poured into channels not my own. My marrow reshapes into lines of fire, symbols etched in pain. Bones quake. Fractures fuse into new angles, impossible, wrong. Each snap remakes me. Each crack is purpose forced into place. The silence thickens. It hammers me flat, then folds me, then hammers again. Thought is beaten thin, stretched until it tears. What reforms is not mine. I taste the others. Their threads coil tighter with mine. 1,000 lives, 1,000 agonies. Faces blur into faces, screams into screams, until none are separate. We are alloy. The hand draws sparks from our fusion. Sparks that flare like stars before vanishing into the dark. We are not consumed. We are not freed. We are being fashioned into a shape we cannot name. The silence quivers. The weight of something vast presses closer. Its presence leaks through the cracks in the fire. It is watching, waiting, and in that instant, I feel the truth slide into me, cold as the void. This was never sacrifice. This was harvest. The harvest grinds on. The hand pulls tighter, weaving me into the mass. I feel souls crush against me. Their edges torn away, their screams pressed into my throat. I open my mouth, but it is not only my voice that cries. It is all of us, one endless wail. Fire sears deeper, not to destroy, to fuse. My veins melt into theirs. My marrow binds with strangers. Faces flicker through me, millions uncounted, then blur, then vanish. I am not I am we. The silence shakes with our weight. It vibrates like a string drawn taut across the void. Each pulse bends us closer together, bending until breaking feels inevitable. Bones groan. Not mine, not theirs, ours. A new skeleton rises from the ruin. Each crack births a shape more alien than the last. The pressure builds, invisible, merciless. My soul stretches thin, fibers unravel, then not again. I am thread on a loom too vast to see. The silence begins to hum, low, endless, a note struck against eternity itself. It drills into the remains of me. It is not sound. It is command. We are being tuned. I feel the shape forming, larger than my comprehension. A weapon, a key, a beacon. I cannot tell, but it is wrong. so utterly wrong. And then, through the fire, through the silence, through the endless grip, I feel eyes. Not his. Something else. Something waiting for us when the forging is complete. The eyes pierce. They do not see flesh. There is no flesh left. They see the thread. They see the knot. They see the shaping of what we are becoming. My fire flares in answer, unwilling, forced. The blaze is not mine. It is stoked by their gaze. Each ember turns blade. Each spark cuts. I feel myself carved thinner, sharper. Bones quake beneath pressure that never touches. They bend, splinter, reform. Each reshaping shreds identity. I am less than memory. I am less than name. The silence swells. The hum grows stronger. A resonance now. A vibration inside every fragment. We shake together. We tremble as one. The others writhe inside me. Countless voices claw, gnash, tear. Their panic seeps into mine, indistinguishable. Their fear becomes my own heartbeat. Thundering though I no longer have a heart. The hand does not release. It forces us to endure, to hold, to fuse. The eyes press closer. They are vast. Vast as the warp. Vast as eternity. Each gaze splits me open. Each gaze pours through the cracks. And then I feel it. The eyes are not watching us. They are waiting for us. The forging is not concealment. It is preparation. We are being made into something the eyes can claim. And in that revelation, the fire roars higher. The silence deafens deeper. The pressure tightens until it feels the next moment will break the universe itself. The silence cracks, not broken, split. A thin line through eternity. From it bleeds a deeper dark, colder than void, heavier than gravity. The hand wrenches us tighter. Threads grind against threads. Sparks shriek from the friction. I feel them burn through me, each one a memory snuffed to ash. Blood is no longer fire. It is molten iron, hammered again and again. Each strike rattles through marrow I no longer own. My bones shake as though they belong to the forge itself. The hum rises. The note claws higher, sharper. It cuts through thought. It cuts through will. It cuts until only obedience remains. We bend under it. Our voices fuse into one. No prayer, no scream, just resonance. A single soundless cry vibrating in unison. The eyes widen. Their hunger pours through the crack. It drips over us, thick, endless, unbearable. My soul sags under its weight, straining, ready to snap. The fire does not relent. It carves, hollows, sharpens. I feel myself narrowing, pulled into a point. Not a man, not a soul, a shape, a weapon. And in the silence between hammer strikes, the revelation blooms like poison. We are being forged for war, not his war, theirs. The hammer falls again. I fracture. Splinters of soul spray outward, only to be dragged back, fused, bound tighter than before. Each strike hollows me. Each strike sharpens me. The fire scores deeper. No longer random. Intent guides it. My veins stretch into lines of burning script. My bones carve into runes I cannot rid, yet feel etched into the core of me. The silence thickens with every mark. The hum grows steadier, clearer, until it is no longer noise but rhythm, a march, a cadence of war. I do not walk it. I am it. Others fuse into me. Their screams blur into mine. Their strength binds to mine. Our threads twist until I can no longer tell where I end, where they begin. We are becoming one shape, a blade. I feel it now. The narrowing, the focusing. We are being drawn to a point sharp enough to pierce eternity. The eyes swell closer, vast, unblinking. Their hunger scrapes along our edge, eager, trembling. They do not forge. They wait. They wait to wield. And in that moment, the revelation sears through me. The Emperor allows this. He burns us down. He strips us bare. He feeds the forge. But he does not stop the hand. He does not stop the eyes. He lets us be made into something not his. Something he cannot touch. And the silence roars with the truth. We are his sacrifice, but not his weapon. The sharpening does not end. The fire grinds closer, tighter, stripping the last filaments of self. Each strand is drawn thin, pulled until it screams, then hammered flat into the edge we are becoming. My marrow is molten metal. It twists under pressure, folded again and again. Every fold is agony. Every fold erases. Bones quake, but they are no longer mine. They are a frame stretched beyond shape, bent until even memory cannot recognize what I once was. The silence hammers with each beat. It is deafening, suffocating. Yet inside it, I hear the rhythm of war. Not the Emperor's hymns, a deeper drum. Older, hungrier. The others are gone now, or I am gone into them. There is no difference. Only the blade. Only the point. We are drawn narrower still. A spear in the dark. A shard of light twisted to pierce the veil. The eyes loom above us. Each gaze is weight. Each weight bends us closer to breaking. They are patient, waiting. Their hunger brushes along the edge of us, testing, savoring. And I understand. To be wielded is to vanish. To strike is to be lost forever. The forging is not life. It is not even death. It is the making of an end. And we are almost ready. The final honing begins. The fire thins to a razor's kiss. It does not burn wide now. It burns narrow, precise. Every line of me is pared away. Every flaw shaved down to nothing. My marrow shrieks. Folded once more. Pressed flat. Hammered thin until even the idea of marrow is gone. What remains is edge. Bones splinter under invisible weight, but do not shatter. They are reforged, aligned, sharpened. Each crack tightens into a line of perfect focus. The silence deepens into stillness. No hum, no rhythm. A pause before the strike. The waiting is worse than the hammer. It presses on me, crushing, suffocating. The others gone, not vanished, absorbed. I feel them inside the edge. Countless souls stretched into filament, woven into sharpness finer than thought. Their screams are the ringing of steel. I am not man. I am not soul. I am a blade. The eyes lean closer. Their hunger slides over me. I feel them measure the sharpness. Testing. Waiting. They throb with anticipation. One more cut. One more fold. One more shattering silence. The revelation coils through me like a serpent of fire. I am not forged to defend. I am not forged to serve. I am forged to end. And the first thing I will end is not chosen by him. It is chosen by them. The cusp is endless. The silence holds me taut, not release, not rest. A breath before the cut that never comes. The fire licks only at the edges now. Small flames. Surgical. They scrape me cleaner, sharper, narrower. Every flicker is a scream flensed from what remains of my soul. My marrow vibrates. My bones rattle under pressure that does not relent. Each quiver tightens me. Each shudder draws me closer to the point of breaking. The others stir inside me. Not voices. Not selves. Residues of agony. Their torment is the tempering of the blade. I feel them echo through my edge, binding me, hardening me. I am honed past recognition. I am nothing but purpose stretched thin enough to cut eternity. The eyes are vast above me. They do not blink. Their weight is unbearable. Their hunger seeps through, brushing across my edge like a tongue over a knife. Testing, savoring, I feel them decide. The silence shifts. The pause before the strike ends. The revelation cuts deeper than the fire. I am not forged to strike the enemies of man. I am forged to strike the Emperor himself. The realization hits like a final strike. My edge shivers with it. A tremor under the skin of whatever I have become. They will use me on him. Not a random blow, a ritual cut, precise, sacred, profane. My temper sings at the thought. It answers to hands not his. It answers to eyes that hunger for the throne. I feel the map of the throne inside me. Cold geometry of circuits and flesh. The lattice of prayer and machine that pins the emperor to his seat. My runes fit that lattice like a key. The silence tightens into a thread. It pulls. It pulls me toward purpose. Toward the arc I will take. Toward the moment of impact. Windless air fills the chamber of my thought. No breath. Only the rustle of a million prayers being unmade. I understand now who waits beyond those eyes. Old wills, old hunger, gods of open mouths and patient teeth. They have forged through him by allowing him to feed. They have shaped through his light by letting that light pass. And I am the hinge, the blade between two eternities. The fire inside me flares. It burns with a new name, the wordless promise of an end. They will drive me into the golden throne. They will drive me through his heart of prayer. And when I break that holy shell, the silence answers with a new sound, not sound at all, a coming, a tide. I am ready in the only way a thing like me can be ready. The arc is drawn. I roll, not with feet, with momentum made of thought and metal and hunger. Heat forks along my spine. It is not heat I know. It is the memory of heat. It coaxes images I no longer own. My blood is a river of light. It boils and sings. Bones that once carried a man rattle like bells under invisible hands. They clink, they fold, they align. Each shift is a note in a dirge. The silence compresses into soundless velocity. It pushes me forward. It pinches my last threads into a single, killing line. I taste the throne before I touch it. Resin and oil, and the tang of prayers burned so long they have weight. I taste iron and circuitry, and the shriek of psalms turned into wiring. His presence folds outward like a map of pain. It brushes me. It knows me. It reaches for me with 1,000 ancient fingers. And I am the thing that will answer. The eyes behind the forge are patient as unnumbered winters. They close around the lattice of his mind. They mark the point where flesh and machine meet and tremble with greed. My edge hums. It remembers the making. It remembers every scream woven into its temper. It remembers purpose. It remembers the command encoded deep inside my seams. I will not simply pierce flesh. I will pierce meaning. I will slice the prayer, net that holds him, stitched to a throne of light. When I bite, his mind will spill, not blood, not steam, thought, endless, drowning thought, will flood out like a broken dam. They will drink that tide. The eyes will drink. The warp will lean in. The silence will be broken by a sound that is not sound, but arrival. I understand now the true sacrament. I am the cord that will pluck the string that rings open the gate. And in that last clear instant before impact, something like a voice, not mine, not theirs, fills the hollow left where fear once lived. It says only one thing. It tastes like the end. Open. The word splits me. Open. It carves deeper than the fire, deeper than the hammer, deeper than the hand that shaped me. My marrow spills into the void, not marrow, not blood. Thought. Burning thought molten, streaming outward like a torn artery of light. My bones tremble until they are not bones. They are pylons, shaking, collapsing under pressure that is no longer pressure, but command. The silence collapses inward. It does not vanish. It condenses, sharp, unbearable, pressing into me until I feel I will snap in half. The throne shudders. I feel its gears whine, its circuits pulse, its veins of prayer twist in resistance. I taste sanctity turning sour. His presence is vast around me. His fire is endless. But I feel the hollow at its core, the weakness where he is bound, the fissure where I must strike. I am pulled tighter, drawn sharper, a scream without voice, stretched to breaking. The eyes throb in the dark, closer, hungry. They tremble as if even they can barely contain their hunger for this moment. I am not flailing. I am being driven. Every soul within me quakes. Their terror is my edge. Their agony my speed. Their endless silence my weight. And then, impact begins. Not contact yet. The moment before. The instant stretched into eternity. I feel the air die. I feel time coil. The revelation comes not as thought, but as tearing. The strike will not kill him. It will unmake him. And what rises from his ruin will not be man, nor God, but the door. The instant stretches. I hover at the edge of impact, suspended in a silence so dense it bends thought. Every fragment of me quivers. Every thread screams. My fire convulses, not flame now, lightning. Jagged bolts rip through the hollow that was once my body. They scorch what is left of my marrow, cracking it into shards of white heat. Bones buckle under invisible weight. They rattle, splinter, grind, then reform sharper, narrower. Each fracture drives me closer to the point that must pierce. The silence throbs. It pushes against me, a barrier and a womb. I feel the throne behind it, immense, choking, bleeding light, and him. His fire spills into me, desperate, searing. It tries to cauterize the edge I have become. It tries to unmake the shape before it can strike. But the hand that forged me holds fast. The eyes press closer. They hum with glee. I feel prayers unravel in my path. Whole choirs collapse into ash. Sacred hymns buckle, notes twisting into screams. The walls of reality tremble as I am drawn through them. The strike has not landed, yet already the wound begins. And then, revelation, clear as the edge I am. When I pierce, I will not open the throne alone. I will open the warp through him, and everything waiting in the silence will pour through. The silence quakes. It does not break. Not yet. It holds, stretched thin as a nerve. I feel it bleed into me, searing electric. My blood is gone. What runs in me now is molten thought. It lashes in my veins like whips of fire. Every beat is an explosion. Every pulse a scream. My bones convulse under the pressure. They grind, snap, reform. The weight is unbearable, but I do not collapse. I am shaped tighter, sharper, stripped until I am nothing but the strike. The throne looms. I taste its rot. I smell incense turned sour, prayers burned down to oil. The metal sweats holiness, rusting under strain, and him, His fire claws at me. His vast light surges, begging me to stop, begging me to break. It pours into me like a tide, burning, pleading, damning. But I am beyond plea, beyond damning. The eyes throb with hunger, pressing closer. They tremble with anticipation, their silence vibrating, ready to split. I do not move. I am moved. The hand that wields me is older than time, colder than void. It does not falter. I feel the skin of reality thin. I feel the first threads snap. They sound like nerves plucked from a body, screaming as they break. The silence deepens. The warp leans in. Everything waits. And then, revelation, I will not pierce him alone. I will pierce all of us. Every chained soul, every prayer, every mode of humanity tied to his fire. The blade is not mine. The wound will be ours. Impact. No sound. No light. Only the tearing. My fire erupts outward. My marrow becomes a river of knives. My bones split into 1,000 voices, each shrieking, each silenced at once. The throne convulses. Its circuits burn. Its prayers collapse like paper in a storm. He drinks me. Not a mouth, not a will. A hunger without end. My soul is unstrung, each note plucked, devoured, dissolved. I feel myself slip, thread by thread, into the furnace of his being. No escape, no memory, no mercy. The others are here, a choir of the consumed, countless, endless, woven into the blind hymn that sustains him. Their agony is a song, their silence the refrain. I am part of it now. Not servant, not martyr, not weapon, just fuel. His fire swells. Humanity survives another day. The galaxy drowns in his light. And I, who once was, am gone, yet burning still, forever burning, forever his.